The kneeling lat stretch, we're going to use this ball to help kind of facilitate some of the motions that allow us to get a better stretch on the lat here. It does not have to be done with the ball, in which case we can manipulate the hips a little bit, but the ball does make it easier. What we're going to do is have Anna get up on her knees. It's going to be done one arm at a time initially. We're going to be such that, again, her hip is directly over her knee. The wrist and forearm are up on the ball, but we're going to have her externally rotate at the shoulder and supinate her forearm. The left arm, or left elbow, the opposite side, is going to be bent slightly, because what we want to do is, as Anna drops, she's going to be engaging her abdominals, trying to posteriorly tilt her pelvis, and she's going to flex her left elbow to try to keep the torso parallel or horizontal to the floor. The more flexibility or stretch that she's capable of here, the lower that she's going to need to go. So as she flexes that elbow and drops down, she should be getting a stretch through her lat, possibly into the obliques and some of the fascia down here, and sometimes folks will even get it all the way down into the hip. If we want to increase the stretch from this position, here's where the benefits of the ball come in. We're going to have Anna rotate the ball or roll the ball across the front of her face, which creates greater separation here and allows for a greater stretch. The reason we definitely want the individual to engage the abdominals here is because we know that if we get tension generated on the lat from the stretch here, it's going to pull because of its attachment on the lumbar spine, it's going to pull the pelvis and anteriorly, lumbar spine into extension. So we want to maximize the stretch as well as help with the coordination between the abdominals and the influence the lats have on the lumbar spine. So she's got a real strong abdominal contraction going on right now to maintain this, and the stretch coming across here. Now if we come back to center, and we imagine that Anna was doing this on a chair or a couch and didn't have the ball, what we would do is we would create the motion from the other end. So we would have Anna take her hips, and she would push her buttocks towards me and just fold the body that way, so it's almost like she's laterally flexing left to increase the separation here and get more of that stretch there. Okay, take a rest for a second. Now the next thing that we can do to modify this, and which actually puts more emphasis in thoracic extension, a little less emphasis on the individual lat stretches, we would have Anna go up here with both arms at the same time. And in this case, we're going to have Anna still keep everything the same, hip over the knee, abdominals engaged, trying to do a posterior tilt, supinated the forearm, externally rotated at the shoulders. This is going to put more demand on the thoracic spine, a little less stretch on the lats. Now for some people in general, whether it's one arm or two arm, this can create some stress because of the torque at the shoulder. The way we can modify that or decrease the torque is to have Anna bring the ball closer to her head, and what that does is that cuts down the length of the lever here and creates less torque and less stress at the shoulder joint, and still achieves the same outcome that we're trying to have with the extension here. This exercise in general is typically held for a static period of time, 30 seconds to a minute, depending on what the individual can tolerate in this position strength-wise.